see. Hi there. Let me see. I'm want to make sure that I'm okay. So let me know, guys, if you can see me and I'm moving because I look frozen on my side of the screen. So let me just sit down and make sure that we're okay. I think we're working fine. I'm just double checking with Zoom, which is what we use to, stream the session. It seems okay. Seems that I'm doing okay. So please let me know if you can see me. Hi, Heather. Okay, I think I'm fine. So I see Heather. So how are you guys? We're gonna, come from my apartment at the moment. Um, Hi, my name is Natalie. If you haven't been here before, I got my hair in a ponytail, so it won't be too hot. Today I'm gonna share a peek of what is coming to this to Pinkfresh Studio next week, if I'm not mistaken. I know Heather and Leah showed you a little bit of what the stamps and dies that are coming. I'm going to show you more of the scrapbook collections, one of them that is coming to Pinkfresh Studio, and I think you guys are going to like it. If you guys have been to my lives, then you guys know that I like to hoard, because that's the best way, Pinkfresh stuff, and I keep a nice vault of past collections. So I've already worked a little bit ahead of time, and we're going to work with a lot of paper today. Well, not a lot of paper, but I'm going to show you as much as I can of the collection. And I am actually, I think we're going to be ready. I think Heather's here. There you go. The new collection goes, be available on March 7th, but you guys will be able to see all the details next week. And also don't forget, next week on Monday, there is a new release of stamps, dies, stencils, hot foil plate, and it's beautiful. So I might have created something, and I'm creating an extra one for it too, because I just love what is coming up. And don't forget that if you comment or share the link, there will be a prize at the end of the live. Heather will be drawing for a gift certificate. I can see the comments right now, which is great. So hello, everyone. If I read every single name, I see Desiree's here, which one of my friends. I see Stephanie, I see Valerie, Mary Sue, I'm guessing, Connie. So there's a lot of names, and I'm not gonna butcher some of them, and I want to get started. Like I said, we're gonna play with some paper. I'm gonna pull a bit of inks, maybe a little bit of mixed media, something very simple, nothing complicated. So I'm gonna flip the camera, which is gonna be fun here. So bear with me, because like I said, we are on two I'm on two different screens right here. So let's see, I'm gonna flip the camera and you can see what I have on my table. Perfect. Oh, it worked out. I'm so excited. So we're gonna work today. There's two collections that are gonna be coming soon to the Pinkfresh Studio shop. One of them is what I have already here in my hand. Can you see it properly? I see it backwards. No, it's fine. It's just because I'm seeing the camera, like what it's showing you. Let me just flip it to another one, because I'm going, oh, it's upside down and it shouldn't be like that. Okay, so I can see it. It's fine. Oh, for 2 seconds, I had a heart attack. I'm going, oh my God, I set up the camera wrong, but it's fine. So this is one of them. Let me just move some stuff, because I think you can see quite a bit of it. I try to set up the camera so you can see as much as you can of this collection. So let me just move some stuff. So the name of this collection is Life Right Now. And it's beautiful. If you like Pinkfresh Studio, then you're gonna love this, because it's like a lot of the Pinkfresh Studio colors that you guys love. So I'm gonna go quickly through the paper so you see them. Okay, and today, like I said, we're gonna use a lot of the paper. Not a lot, but enough that you can see what what the collection has. So I'm just going through the papers quickly. Well, sort of. Love this. There's, tea, even though I'm not a tea drinker, but after COVID, I'm drinking a lot more tea than before. Lots of graphics, so perfect. If you go on a trip, there's some arrows, a nice red. One of my favorite things, cut apart. So here we go. Beautiful. I pulled two papers on the same time. Beautiful print. This has my name written all over it. So you might see this coming up, because this is like fussy cutting and stitching. I love the map. A bright yellow tickets, because there's another weakness. This beautiful stripe. This here. And if you are a fan of Geraldine Sai, I think is her name, last name up. My apologies, Geraldine. I know her, but Geraldine, she designed part of this collection, and you can tell and like the design of it. So and this beautiful rainbow. So these are the papers. This collection is live right now. And it also comes with a beautiful alpha, which is like in a mint tone, cardstock stickers. And it's beautiful. Like it has sentiments like taking care of myself, mental health matters. This sparks joy, which is from myself. You're going to see me run paper with it. When in doubt, eat sweets, which is what I'm going to focus on today. A lot of baking for this collection. Okay, so we also have chipboard stickers, which is another thing that is very, very dear to my heart. I love them. Again, hanging out, slow day. So things that are like every day. So this is a perfect everyday collection. You can make it special. You can go so many ways with this. Again, puffy stickers, again, baking, there's reading themes, there's like mental health. And like I said, I'm not a tea drinker, but after our family went through COVID, there's a lot more tea showing up in our lives. Coffee still there, first of all, So again, Flair, chipper, which another favorite. You're gonna get enamel dots. I almost forgot the name. I was thinking of something else. And there's two sets. I'm going to move this so you guys can see it. And there's two sets of ephemera. There's this one that has tickets. Today, go with the flow, which is pretty much my everyday motto. Clear eyes. There's just so many things. There's little tickets. There was one that I really love, which says feel good playlist. So if you are a daily documenter, then you have special music that you play and stuff like that, and you can document that. Again, this is what we're gonna use today. So just little things like your neighborhood, life right now, cautious, optimistic. So beautiful every day. And it also comes with a set, with a pack of floral ephemera. And this ephemera is beautiful. It has a rainbow of colors. So it goes from yellow, reds, corals, pinks, and even has purple. So just perfect. Like I said, you can take it so many different ways. You can go document trips. You can document every day. You can document beautiful, simple pocket pages, whichever way you want to document. This is a collection to go to. And the other one, oh, you're going to see a lot more of that because the design team is loving it. I'm a fair share person. It's like, I think there was a question in the design team page. We have a special group that said, which one is your favorite collection? And my sentiment is like picking your favorite child. You don't have a favorite child unless you have a dog, which is always my answer. My favorite child is my dog. So, so there we go. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take you through the soft side of the collection today. So I pulled a few things ahead of time. And this is the inspiration for my layout. So my daughter, just in case you guys don't know, I'm actually a pastry chef too. I went to school after becoming a chemical engineer to, take a second degree because, like I said, I love, school. So my daughter, but I don't practice it because trust me, my body cannot handle any more fat. It's, there's enough already in it. So my daughter lately has taken upon baking. So every week, in her days off, she bakes and she's actually really good at it. So I have heaps and heaps of photos of her baking. And this is her chocolate babka, like I think a week and a half ago. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to document because this little mixer is going to come in, handy. And I want to use the florals to just enhance it because it's a girl layout, obviously. And what I have pulled already and did a little bit of work ahead is the essentials. This is the mini slimline, stitched scallop rectangle. And I just want to create, these beautiful frames and back them with the papers. So that's, one of the things that I already did. I kind of around 8 of them. So I'm going to glue some of them together. Some already glued. Like I said, I did a little bit of work ahead of time. Another thing that I pulled out is this is the U sentiment suit, and this is the U one. I've cut it twice out of matte metallic gold paper, and I cut the shadow or the backing of it out of vellum. It's just going to help me with my title. So we have this ready. I'm just going to put it aside. And we're going to start. I'm going to show you the idea that I have. I'm going to show you the paper. This is Vicky Boutin foundation paper. This is really heavy cardstock. So what I'm going to use is, I'm using this because I want to add a little bit of color to the background. So a little bit of water, not too heavy with the mixed media, just something that is going to make the frames and the papers pop a little bit more. So all I'm doing is just cutting the little, the perforation, you know, because it comes in a pad. So I'm taking it out. I'm just going to start setting up my idea. So I have it here, my paper. That's going to be the base of our layout. And I really love this paper. Okay, there's a lot of glue in it, and that's okay. So this paper's name is Social Hour. And it's like sentiment, like happy to be here, just catching up, thankful for all of it, social hour. And I love this. So there might be like a fussy cut in heaven coming up soon too, because, you know, this is beautiful. I'm going to use the V side of it because I love the simple colors in it. I'm going to put it closer so you can see it. It's like these drop shapes that create like this mosaic, which I'm loving. So my idea is I want to use that up, I'm going to say around 6 or 7 inches of it. Okay, so that's, I'm going to set it up so you see what it's going to look like. Okay, so like I said, I cut a few frames. I cut around 8 of them. These two already, like 2 of them are glued together. So this is going to sit right here. I just want to create frames because I want to take advantage of them to create movement on my page. And you guys know that I'm really huge on creating movement, adding like, you know, simple, basic design elements just to make everything like cohesive. So my idea is, and I want to pump this up. So you're going to see it slowly come breaking, you know, how this is going to come together. They might not sit straight. They might be moved a little bit, but like I said, we're just going with the idea right now. So pictures, I thought about framing them, but I thought it was going to be so literal. So instead, I'm going to go, you know, something like this. And my daughter's so proud of her babka, it was so good. But like I said, you know, there's not much more that we can eat because every week is something different. So just so you have an idea of what we're going for. Okay, so we're going to create a little flow of flowers through the, you know, through the frames. So just so you have an idea. What are we going to do? Okay, so this is my idea. So to add a little bit of mixed media on the background, so now that we know, we're going to take this out and we're going to mark the paper. So I have a pencil right here. Sorry if I'm reaching under the camera. I just want to mark it. Let me pull a ruler so we make it a little bit, not exact, but a little bit straight. So this is going to be around, this is my center. I'm going to say around 5.5 inches. Yeah, so take this out of the way. Did I bring it? Of course, I forgot that. So 5.5 inches, just to make a kind of a mark with the pencil. It's going to be hidden most likely, so don't worry about it. I'm just going to lightly pencil this line. You're going to see why. Okay. And one of the things that I'm going to use to create my mixed media are inks, because I think we all have the inks, especially if you have Pinkfresh Studio inks, and you know, these are great. Oh my God, I love it. I'm just reading some of the comments, like somebody says baking baklava. You know what? I've made it one time. It was time consuming. I find it too sweet, but it's yummy. So what we're going to use is some inks, and I pulled colors from well, you know, Ocean Breeze is probably one of my favorite colors ever. So I'm going to use Ocean Breeze, a little bit of aquamarine. I'm going to use a little bit of sky blue and maybe a little bit of summer shower. I don't know. I'm just going to put it there. And these are the colors that are actually in this paper. So there's, again, this paper is the Social Hour. And if you see it, you have the tones of aquamarine and sky blue. And there's a little bit of yellow. And that's what I pulled the gold in the title, because I thought it was going to tie this together. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of color. Remember when we set up our papers here, we had the frames. My photo, just so you have a reference, is going to sit right around here. I want it to be kind of a little bit towards the right. Remember, I'm going to bulk up my ephemera here. So I want to make sure that it all, you know, goes nicely. Title's going to be here. Maybe my lines to journal. I don't want to over cramp my page. So I'm just going to create a little mark just to give me an idea where everything is going to sit. Okay. Let's put those aside so we don't. So I have some water. I have my brush, and I had a little piece of acetate. You can use your oh my God, forgot my name. Your acrylic block, if you don't have it, or a piece of plastic, whatever you have handy. This again is going to be super simple in mixed media. So you can go two ways. I'm going to show you. You can go ahead and just, you know, kind of move your ink on the paper. But for this, you're gonna need either to yeso it, and I'm doing it the opposite way. So you see the two ways that you can go about it. And the beauty of this paper that I'm using is it has a coating, so I'm able to move the ink. And then what I will do is just add water, and I think I've used it before for another project. And then just I can move the ink. Okay, simple as that. I just want like a halo of color underneath. So I have a piece. I have a paper piece of. So I'm gonna try it out. So that's one of the ways, but we're gonna do it a little bit simpler. We're just gonna do some, diluting of ink and placing it there. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of aquamarine here. I already have some water. I'm gonna add a little bit of ocean breeze because I want those tones. These are my favorite. I see I need to, again, I use this so much that I think I've re-inked it already like twice. I need to re-ink it again. That's how much I use it. So I'm just gonna dilute it with some water. And I don't need much. You don't want to add like tons. You don't want to make it so deep in color unless that's what you like. Go ahead. I always say like, whatever floats your boat. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. And I'm just going to kiss it lightly. Okay. You're going to see this very, very light. It's not going to be heavy. I don't want something heavy. I just want something that's going to create that halo on the bottom part of my layout. Because at the top, I'm going to have paper. So I need something that is going to cover at the bottom. So super simple. Eyelash there. So let's go. Let's just dry this up a bit. We don't want to cross cut them. And leave it there. It's floating. Like I said, if you're using regular cardstock, you might want to apply a little bit of yeso underneath, like prep your page or white acrylic paint so that you can have that, the water stays floating a little bit. If not, if you're using regular cardstock and you add the mixed media, the paper is going to soak the water and you're going to have these huge valleys and stuff, like when your paper gets all warpy. This paper is 140-pound in weight. And that means that it's thicker and it can withstand a little bit of water. And we're not adding tons, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going with sky blue and a little bit of summer shower. And this is just simple, a kissing technique, packaging technique, whichever way you want to call it. I just call it adding color to, I'm just creating a halo of color. Okay, so we're going to go right next to it. Okay, so super simple. So you can use, like I said, your acrylic block. You can use a piece of acetate, which I'm using. This is actually the piece of packaging from one of the paper pads. You can use your acrylic block, whatever you have handy. Don't go, stressing over it. And I'm going to use my brush because I like helping, the movement of the ink with my brush. So it's going to be very organic. I'm not like, remember, I just want something that is going to make the whatever I put on top of it pop. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get a little bit of the darker tones. Let's put this away so I don't get confused. And sky blue. So I'm going to go with a little bit of summer shower. I'm going to dilute it a bit, a bit more. Some water, and I'm just going to add splatters. So easiest way, dilute it, lift up your thing, and tap it. Okay? Tap it. You want to create those big splatters that you see? This is one of the easiest ways to do it. So get a little bit of the water, lift up it. The higher you pull your acetate, the bigger the drop is you're gonna create that splatter look. So that's what we want. You're gonna see that I have a very light palette. I don't have anything heavy. I'm not covering the entire page. Don't go and cover the entire page if you're gonna put paper on top of it because you're gonna warp your paper. That's what I said. I'm gonna go ahead and mark where everything is gonna go. So then I know exactly, not exactly, but more or less an idea where everything is gonna sit. So I'm just gonna play with my mixed media smartly. That's the best way to put it. I'm gonna add it where it's gonna show. A lot of the comments that mixed media, scrapbookers get is like, what do you create all those backgrounds when you're actually gonna put stuff on it, stuff on top of it, and you're gonna hide it? And it's not that, and I'm one of those that I create backgrounds with mixed media because I love the fact that it's messy on the background. I love creating, working with inks and stuff like that. So, after so many comments that, Before I used to fill up the page and I cannot work around it. Instead, now just mark where everything's gonna go, like an approximation, and just add around it. So then, you prevent a lot of warping and stuff like that. So that's the best advice that I can give you when it comes to that. So just a few more drops. I'm gonna bring some of the teal onto this side. And this is, remember, aquamarine. And then I'm just gonna bring a little bit of the summer showers. I forgot to do that onto the other side. Very simple. And that's just, we're gonna let that dry for a little bit. And it's not gonna take a while because I'm gonna soak up the excess. You're gonna see right now. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's clean this up. What I'm gonna do is this is tissue actually. So I'm just going to place it on top. I'm not rubbing, I'm just placing it on top so it soaks up the excess of the liquid. Okay, lightly placing it on top so it just soaks up the excess that is there. And my mixed media is done. So let's clean this up. I'm gonna set it aside, let it dry until we work with the paper. So simple as that. Like I said, today it's all gonna be about playing with the beautiful new paper and just giving you an idea what you can do. And this will work great for cards too, because usually I look at quite a bit of cards before I come up with an idea. So let's see, we have our paper, background papers here. Let's play with our frames. Like I said, I've already glued a few of them. I have 8 frames here in total. I did my die cutting ahead of time. I was debating between like separating them, but I want to have that soft edge because if you look at the collection, it's very graphic. By that, I mean, it has a lot of straight lines, which is great, but I want to make it a little bit on the softer side. So I decided to keep the roundness of the scallop for this layer. So these two already have 2 of them together. So I'm going to add another one onto this, another one onto this frame, and I'm going to glue these 2 together. So let's do that right now. We have time until the mixed media dries. So I'm going to make sure that I put the glue right at the seam. Hope you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. I have 2 screens going on my laptop, so I'm trying to make sure that I know which one you guys are seeing. So very simple. Did you guys see by any chance the promotion for this week for Pinkfresh Studio? All the color blocking dyes are on sale for 20% off. So be sure to go check it out. Those are great for cards and for scrapbooking. So there you go. I have my 2. I'm going to glue one more here. And what I'm doing by gluing this is just making the frame a little bit sturdier. Think about creating chipboard. It makes it sturdier. It gives you a little bit of dimension, which is what I want, especially because I'm going to back this with a bit of paper. So I want to create the shadow effect. Like literally, I'm going to frame the frames with paper. It sounds redundant. It might sound funny, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just reading it. Somebody's laughing. What is it coming? There we go. Oh, hi, Carrie, you're here. And Valerie, they're my Vicky Booting friends. I talk to them all the time and, and I love them. If Valerie is there, she'll tell you that I tend to text people by accident past midnight. She's been the recipient of my late night texts. Actually, not even text, video chat conferences, because I'm that smart with technology. And Kari is just so dear to my heart, and if you guys know Kari, then you guys will know that she's a great friend. She's going through a little bit of a tough time, but she's going to make it through. So I'm just reading some names. I see Lori. I know a lot of these names. I see I see some new names that I haven't seen before here in the lives. I see some names that I've seen here before. So welcome. If you've never been to a scrapbooking live session, welcome. Like I said, my name is Nathalie, and I'm part of the design team. If you've been to one of my lives before, then you guys know that it could get crazy here because accidents happen on a regular basis to myself. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you this, and this happened yesterday. I went live for scrapbooking cards today, and the power went off within 10 minutes of the live. So what did I do? I switched to my phone, which was crazy, right in the middle of the live, because, it had to get done. So things like that happen to happen here, during my live sessions. Just magically things happen. So I'm looking at what you guys are commenting on. Oh, you're cutting your washes? Yeah. So I'm going to start now by backing this. And I don't have a 6x6 paper pad, so I'm going to use this paper, the 12x12s. So one of the papers, I'm just going to make sure that I always talk about how my idea for backing paper, placing stuff on a layout is pattern, a solid pattern, or like, in that formation. So you want to make sure you have something solid next to a pattern so that everything is cohesive. Now, when you're framing something, the white edge of the frame kind of cancels out that idea because it contains the design. Okay, so keep those things in mind. I know that the floral pattern is not something I'm going to use because I'm going to use the flowers. So I really like this because it's going to pick up the blue from the bottom. So I know that I'm going to, use this. Again, whichever way you want to do it. To make it easier for me, I actually save the negative pieces of the inside of the die and look at the back of it. Like journaling spots. Oh, this paper, this collection. Wait till you see the other one. It's beautiful, but I like I said, I'm an equal, I'm a loving mother of my children. So I see the paper collections of both my children. So I love them both. But if you have to choose a favorite, then find me a dog and I'll tell you that's my favorite. That's, the case in mind. So I'm just reading this. Oh, why is somebody so happy crying? Okay, I'm missing this. See, that's not the fun of this. So again, like I said, I kept the negative piece. It's going to help me, cut the backing of the frames. So I'm just going to kind of run, let's say around 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch on each side. Remember that I'm going to glue this to the back of my frames. So I want to make sure that I give it that extra piece of paper so that, it's not flush in that empty space, but it actually backs them nicely. So take the back and you're going to see. Okay, it's right there. Okay, so let's just try to make sure that I put everything in, I keep everything organized. So, and you're going to see I had washi tape on the back to make sure that nothing moved when I was die cutting everything. So simple as that. I'm just going to add some glue to the back of the frame, the inner frame here, the inner part of the frame, I should say, because it's where I want the, oh my God, I need new glasses, I think. Or either that or I'm going blinder by the day. So either one. Pick your poison. So there you go. So you're going to see when I do this by creating stacking the frames together, it just creates the shadow effect. And it's not like super thick, but it creates a dimension that I love. And I know a lot of you guys love too. And that's what card makers do a lot of times. So, there we go. So we have one. So let's play with color. I want to bring some of the yellow because, the yellow is something that's on the background paper. So I'm going to take some of this. I love the map. So I'm going to make sure that I pick an area that I know that if I had to cut it back down, it is not going to. So the theme park, because we haven't gone to a theme park in a while. And I want to make sure that I place that. Let me see what else do we have. Let's just be smart. So you see that pops already. Let's make sure that it doesn't become too heavy. Yeah, that's good. See how even though there's a lot of yellow, by adding that white frame, it just kind of, what is the word? It just contains it to that little space and it doesn't become overwhelming. So just an idea. So like I said, let's go with this part here of the theme park. So I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna add my glue right here. Okay, and of course a fine liner works really good for this because it just lets you put again, see, you're gonna see me struggle with this because like I said, I think I need stronger glasses. Either that or there we go. So let's cut the piece of paper. Right here. Like I said, around 1/4 of an inch on each side. You're guesstimating. So this is gonna help me because it has like a graphic design so I can follow the lines. And it's super simple. So this is gonna be a simple design. I cut the gardens. Okay, I haven't been to a garden center in a while. So there we go. So you just have an idea of how slowly these are building. Okay, this is my background paper, part of it. See what it looks like? Okay, so let's move this out of the way and let's find something else. So we want to get something that is going to bring some of the extra colors that are in the collection. Like I said, not the flowery one. This might be a little bit too busy, so let's just put it here. See, it's too busy for it. So we're going to get something that has colors. The flower is not one that I want to add there because we're going to, not the ticket, maybe some of this pink, you know. Yeah, I like the pink, the yellow. This is another one that, but then I have to be, no, so we're going to use it. I'm going to go with solids just so that everything else that I put on top of it just pops. Okay, so let's find something. Oh, let's stay home. Let's see, what are we going to get? Right there seems like the perfect area. Like I said, these papers are perfect. See, this is like, I'm just going to show you. This we do all the time because we're like, stay at home. I listen to music all the time. Hello, I'm trying my best. That's my everyday motto. Baking, reading, cooking. Okay, can you find any more perfect paper for me? No, I don't think so. So, like I said, this collection is just beautiful. And like once the collections go live, you'll be able to see more in detail, like all the papers. You're gonna love it. There's so much you can do with this collection. You can document pretty much everything. So once again, we are going to just back the paper. I'm just trying to read what you guys are saying. It's like I'm missing something, but it's okay. I'm reading that. Oh, okay. I'm just seeing what she said here. You're most welcome. Okay. Sorry, Heather. I'm trying to read and work at the same time. It's not, not working that great at this moment. I'm just gonna keep creating, and Heather's gonna, help you with anything that you guys have, comments or any questions. Heather can help you with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue it to the back, and I have my 3 frames ready. So you're going to see what I'm going to say. You see how by having the frame, it just contains the design, which is what I'm looking for. So this we're going to set aside to dry. Okay. Let's just start building the pieces. So when we put it together, it takes no time. So let's go with the title. I want to use a combination of this with the alpha. Okay. So I thought that gold would be a perfect color. Like I said, it picks some of the paper that I have on the background, and I'm just making time until my mixed media, completely dries. So we're gonna go ahead, take some, and the beauty of this collection, because I just read somebody that said, I love the muted colors. The one side has muted tones, the other side has brighter tones. There's a lot of things that you can actually fussy cut. There's a lot of papers that you might wanna like I said, Kinari sends, she's very generous with the packaging, like, when it comes to collections, but trust me, and it's plenty, but I do lives, and I actually use paper because I'm a daily documenter. So if you think pocket pages, I document daily on a small format. The larger format, like scrapbook layouts, is something that goes into big albums, like special occasions, something that I really want to keep, like, that my kids are going to take. But then the small format is what I will keep for me. So I document daily, so I use a lot of paper. So even though I have plenty, I already pre-ordered pretty much everything because I know myself. And like I said many times, if you ever want to go back into the Pinkfresh vault and see, like, past collections, give me a call. I pretty much have every single one of them, every single piece or parts of it. Because I think that Pinkfresh Studio is going to be what, 8 or 8 years old this year. I have only been scrapbooking since 2016. So I pretty much, got grown up to loving these papers. So I'm just going to back it, like I said, on a piece of vellum. Yes, Scotty, you want to check the new stuff. You do the gold under the, oh my God. Oh, you know what? I like an update. If you were here in my life, you know how I actually accidentally, foiled my, what do you call it? My shim instead of my cardstock using the solid foil plate. And I almost had a heart attack on, like, live television. So what I did, and because I went to, online to try to find acetone, it was really hard to find acetone here in Toronto. I went next door and, you know, the nail salon said, oh, we don't have pure acetone. They had some additives and I have some of that here too. And it didn't work. Like, you know, when it came to cleaning my layout, so I was like, I want to check. Somebody told me to check undo. It was not available at the time. It was going to take around a month to get here. So I was like, oh, and you know how I am. It drives me a little bit insane. So what I did is I actually was playing with alcohol inks that night. So I used it, I think it's like 90, I have 99% isopropyl alcohol. And I actually a little bit of like, you know, manpower. And I rub quite a bit of the gold foil off my plate. And then before that, I used washi tape and I put it all over my plate and I peeled it off. That took out all the gold, like a lot of that shiny gold on the paper. And then I went with the alcohol and rubbed it. There's still a shade of like some shades of it, but a lot of it got clean. So just in case, you know, you're wondering how I did it, that's how I went about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this paper with my cutter. I have it here. So here we go. Good. So like remember, we said, I'm just going to give you an idea how big this is. So let's put the ruler again so you guys see it. I mark my paper. So I'm gonna need around 6.5 inches of pattern paper. So I'm gonna cut a little bit bigger and then just trim the excess. And I wanna make sure that when I cut it, I cut like this way. Like, so I don't, you know, cut the sentences. So I'm gonna flip my paper barcode on the left. Okay, and I'm gonna measure, like I said, 6.5. So that's 6. So 6.5, give it a little, 6.5. Am I right? It's just because, again, sometimes 6.5 is gonna do. So make sure that this is quite straight. It looks like it. Again, if you guys know that like of die cutting, like a machine that cuts straight, let me know. I find it that I'm finding all my cuts are crooked. I don't know if it's like, you know, me or I don't know. So there we go. So we are done with this. I don't think I'm gonna need it. Let me put it aside. I have a cart now. I bought a cart that everything goes on the side, which I am loving. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't, you know, lose stuff because for that too. I know, my God, I'm making myself really sound really bad, but it's not that. It's just it happened. So here we go. So you see how my mixed media, it's like just a little hint of it at the bottom. It's not like the entire page. And I'm not worried about like, you know, the mixed media being on top here. Hi, Kim from Alaska. She's always here. So, you know, the mixed media is not on top of this because I'm going to put the frames. So the frames are going to cover some of the mixed media. If you want to bring, like, you know, carry the mixed media look onto the top of the page, then you want to add a little bit of clear gesso here and then add the ink like I did, because this is paper and it will buckle quite a bit. So make sure you prep your paper before you add the ink. I just want the little shadow at the bottom where my picture is going to sit. So this can go ahead and we're going to glue it right onto my layout, and we're doing great on time today. We're doing it. Hello. I'm just reading. Hello, Karen. Kim in Alaska. I know she's always, you know, tries to make time to come and, you know, join the live. So thank you for that. Jeanette. So I'm just, you know, trying to read some names. You know, I know some of you guys because I'm also, you know, go to the lives when Heather and Leah are live. I tend to, you know, be the lurker behind it. So yeah, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's me and I just being really picky, but my trimmer does not cut straight. I find that the only thing that cuts straight is my guillotine, and I have 2 of them. And even sometimes I'm going, it's me that I'm just like not keeping it firm. I don't know. It's weird. So there we go. So what I'm gonna do is just take my nail. You can use the rule. You can use your scissors, whichever you have handy. It's going to like lightly create this edge. So I'm just gonna run my nails through here. And if you see my nails have a little bit of ink, I was working on a project for another company, and I think I kind of added too much ink to that, and I went into my nails. So what I'm doing is by doing that, it creates like a little shadow of the color at the bottom. And that's, you can actually punch a border if you want to. You can stitch through it. You guys know that the machine and I are not really good friends. So that's what it's going to take. That just creates a little bit of movement. It creates the soft undulation on the paper. That's all I want. Nothing more. Okay. with the guillotine cutter. Yeah, the guillotine, it works perfect for me. So here we go. There we go with our frames. Like I said, we can set them in order. So I might play with them a bit. Yeah. So how are we doing, guys? We're doing okay. And we're gonna use, I can go ahead and glue them right in place. You can stack them if you want to. I'm kind of liking the fact that I could stack them like this a bit. Like I said, the idea is there. I'm just going to play with some of it right now to see what looks better. So if I go in order, I just think it's going to be so symmetrical. Like it's just going to be so, let's just play with the ideas. Let's play with the ideas before we commit. Okay. So my photo is going to sit right here. And this is, let me see how the way it's going to go. Okay. See, I'm liking that. Oh, it looks like little windows. You know what it makes me? It reminds me of the cabinet windows. Like, you know, when you have your kitchen cabinet, this is what this reminds me of. And I think that's what gave me the idea for this, you know. So I'm liking that. Let's just play with, like, you know, moving the frames a bit. Yeah, I know. I gotta go. I have my guillotine, like I said, but it's like really hard to bring it online because it's quite big. Like I have a big one, you know, for my husband's work. So, you know, it's kind of industrial. So I'm just playing with the frames a bit. I want to see what looks better. So, you know, let me see. Again, so if we move the frames a little bit, just because I don't like the fact that it's so straight, let's see what happens. I don't want to fan them either up. So I think I might move them a little bit like this. I like that better. So just setting up my layout. So you see how the little bit of mixed media just shows at the bottom? It's not overtaking the page. It's just going to create the halo that is going to make your picture stand out. That's all I wanted. And if I find that a lot of it gets hidden, I might just go and add some splatters. No more than that. Because you have enamel dot, so you can stretch the design a little bit further that way. Yeah. Enamel dot set and yeah. So I'm liking that better, like not having the frames all in a row. I'm liking the fact that some of them are, like, you know, a little bit higher than the other ones. I like what it looks like right now. So I'm going to lightly take off my pictures and commit to the background. I want to make sure that they're centered. So I'm going to use the design and my ruler better, because if I use the design, it, you know. Oh, I'm so glad you have. Oh, you have a 9-year-old also. Oh, so cute. You know, I wish I could, like, you know, shrink my kids to that age. Like, honestly, but no, my kids are good. I gotta admit it, my kids are good. But you know, when they're little, they come and kiss you, they hug you, they don't make faces. If I pull the camera when they were little, they'll like smile, like flashy, like, you know, toothy greens. Now now they see my camera, they're like, oh God, get away. You know, so I miss those ages. 9 months I miss because I could carry them everywhere, even though, you know, I had my kids like pretty much back to back. We were blessed to have our kids back to back. When we tried to go and, you know, for a third one, we couldn't. We tried hard for a third one, we couldn't. And that's when the puppy came into our lives. Because, you know, a little bit of depression because, I don't know, you know, we really wanted a third child. We couldn't. So we decided to gift my kids. And I think my husband thought about me mostly about giving us a dog. And he is my third child. And like I said, my favorite child. As my kids call me. So there we go. So you see how it's nice, like, you know, I haven't glued this one yet. I'm going to show you. There is going to be a little bit of space. Remember, I have 3 frames on this. So there's a little bit of space to make up. You can use foam adhesive. I am a fan of chipboard. And I always, you know what, I have a lot of chipboard in my house. Well, my husband will say, because you know, you do a lot of online shopping. So a lot of pattern paper comes with a backing of chipboard. So I'm thinking that I just want to create just like a piece here to help me just raise up the center frame. So that's what I'm doing. And the colors, I know they're beautiful. The papers in this collection, like I said, I don't have the collection here. I have it actually, in the other dresser. So otherwise I'll show you. But wait till you see the other one. The other one's beautiful. I love both collections, but I am drawn to everyday documenting. I'm drawn to the other one too. I'm not gonna make it sound like, I love them both, but I love everyday documenting. That is like, what I do on a regular basis. So I found this collection just like, perfect for that. Like any sort of things. You go to the superstore, like to the convenience store, there is a piece of ephemera for that. You cook today, there is a piece of ephemera for that. You read books, you're gonna love this collection. And then there's florals. Florals make everything better. So we're gonna just glue it. One of the things I'm gonna add an extra bit of glue here, because chipboard can be a little bit, needs that extra bit of adhesive to attach to something. So, oh my God. Note to self, I need to get bigger glasses, stronger glasses. So there we go. The little bit of chipboard is just gonna raise your center frame so that, it makes up for the dimension on the back. So I'm gonna lift it up so you see it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping the camera catches it, but there's a little bit of dimension, not tons. I'm not going for tons that is gonna be completely impossible to put inside of your page protector. Just a little bit so that you have those shadows in the background. That's all you need. Okay, so now let's go into the pictures. So you're gonna see, like I said, today is gonna be fun. It's not gonna be a lot of with a lot of stenciling, and that's again beautiful. I just wanted to play with the paper and the stickers and everything else that comes in this. So I'm loving the fact that you can see the icons like around bacon behind her. Loving that. I'm loving the fact that there's quite a bit of space here and I have the smaller photo. So I'm gonna move it a little bit higher so it covers more of the yellow. But I like the way it's set up. Okay. Do I want to add paper behind the photos? Let's see. Why not? Yeah, I might use some of the frames. I don't know, maybe it would be a little bit too redundant, but let's try it out. Up to here is where I said, like, okay, the rest is just about it. This is just going to be all about embellishing right now. Okay, because we built the major part of it. See this? Like, how can it be so cool to have a frame that comes with that looks like your music player? I'm gonna need like 100 of this to put my all my choices of the day. So I'm gonna have to be somehow find a way to repeat this without having to buy 100 of this one. So, wish me luck on that. So I don't know if I want to, maybe I'm thinking maybe I frame the bread, but I don't have a frame big enough. This one doesn't come, that's the only thing. Because I think I worked with that idea before. I don't want to, the piece already took a bite. I don't want to hide that. So do I want to add it behind it? Let's not let's not use this because I see another idea for this. But so you see them? There you go. Okay. I'm just reading the comment. I love that you reuse products. Yeah, you know what, the chipboard, I reused that. I reused the back of the back of paper pads because the cardstock is really stronger, sturdier, so it makes it's great to add behind your projects. I found it like foam adhesive. I know it comes in different heights and sometimes I don't have it at hand. Chipboard is always behind me. For some reason I have 3 pieces of chipboard stuck behind my dresser that I have I don't know where you put the dishes next to me where I sit to work. So I always have 3 pieces of chipboard there. For some reason, maybe because I unpack my packages there. So I always put them there. So my husband won't see that, there I bought more stuff. Sounds bad, but again, that's me. I just want something that is gonna, I think I need a piece of paper to just push the pictures a little bit forward. So I'm just looking at some of the stuff here. I'm gonna see what I can use that is gonna help me with that. Thinking that I need, you see this gray, just because my daughter's wearing gray. And I saw another paper here that I like the tones. And this is when a 6x6 paper pad comes in really handy because the pattern is a little bit smaller. So let's just see. I think it just needs something to frame the photo and just push it, a little bit more. So let's see. I like the blue. Just to frame it. See what it makes a big difference? Just to put it behind, it just kind of makes the picture pop a little bit more. I kind of like that gray, just because it pushes my daughter's shirt a little bit more. I might go for this pink just to break up. Let me see if we have something a little bit less busy on the background. I'm just thinking of what I have. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking at the papers here. I may use this. It's because it brings some of that pink that I'm looking for. I'm just trying to see an area that I'm not going to take anything from the back. Yeah, I like this. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to cut into the words, is I'm going to back it this way, and then I'm going to flip it. So just to cut my paper. And I just want to create simple frames. And I know that I'm going to fussy cut these words. So that's why I'm taking a chance on this paper. Okay. It's reading all the hellos. I'm so glad you guys are here. In case didn't say it before, thank you for being here. Don't forget to to comment and share. If you want to share the live, go ahead. I had a withdraw for a gift certificate at the end of the live, and you want to, I always say that, and it's not because I want to, I'm not an enabler, but once you see the stuff that's coming up for Pinkfresh Studio, because I already have some of the stuff that's coming in March too. Oh my God, you guys are gonna love it. Like honestly, Kinari is creating beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Once you see the release on Monday of the stamps, the dies, and everything is beautiful. Wait till you see March. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. So that's all I'm gonna say. So if you comment, then you can win a gift certificate. Don't forget to join the challenge. There's another way for you to make money, but be able to win some money for the shop, to spend it in the shop. So just things like that. So you see a little bit, it's just gonna make it pop. And I think like I said, I want gray, just because my daughter's wearing gray. Okay. Somebody's leaving us. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. I think her name is Roxanne. Yeah, so let me see. I'm just going to it's okay, the pattern. Just some of the gray to pump my daughter's shirt a little bit, and it's a good neutral. So there we go. Going to trim it, and then we're just going to clean up the edges with the guillotine, and that's what I have. The little guillotine is like probably my most used tool. This one here, and I think, and this is my second one because the first one I dropped. I didn't drop it. My husband dropped it by moving something, so I had to buy a second one. But this is probably what I use the most, and it's the one that cuts the cleanest, like small pieces of paper. And I have a bigger one that cuts 12 by 12. So, there we go. Garbage pail is at the bottom of my table. So, okay, so I'm just going to, haven't glued this one because I think I want to kind of stack it a little bit like this. Okay, so just move this a little bit higher. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to I'm not adding tape here because I know I'm going to put the pictures on top of each other. So just move a little bit here, framing it. Very simple. I'm just reading some comments and I'm like, I'm reading some comments and quiet down. It's not because I'm not working. It's just because I'm like turning around to see what you guys are saying. And I'm like, my train of thought leaves for 2 seconds and I'm like, oh, the project. Like that's what so there you go. So you see, I think I want to move it a little bit higher. I like the fact, like I said, I love the fact that it's already all the food stuff is there. I don't want to cover her arm. I might do it the opposite way. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. You can keep it straight. I just don't want to make it so straight. So I'm going to give it a little bit of an angle when I'm gluing this. And the key here is to keep this together. Did I move it? I have it right here. Washi tape. Take a piece of washi tape. Keep it together. So they will move. You don't have to guess where everything was going. Okay. If somebody ever tells me, have you finished rolls of washi tapes? I have, not on decoration, but on holding things together. Okay. So there we go. Perfect. So you see a little bit of mixed media, not tons. Like I said, if we need to stretch it, it'd be just probably splatters, but that's it. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this in place. Remember, this is like a little bit on there's a little bit of dimension underneath on the frame. So I need to add a little bit of foam adhesive, and I put it on the side because I knew I was going to use it. Let's go ahead and start gluing this in place. Again, garbage is on the floor. I have a pail on the floor, so I'm able to just toss it underneath. Foam adhesive to bring it back to the same size. There we go. Okay. And if you hear noises, because my daughter's coming in right now with my husband, they just finished work, so they're here. And then you hear my dog running too now. See, that's what happens in real life television. Hi, honey. Yes. So you heard that little voice. That's the baker that I'm documenting right now. So there we go. I'm just adding foam adhesive, but that's just gonna make sure that it's all in one single level. Okay, so a little bit more to the, I'm not worried about this because I know I'm gonna stuck something probably underneath here. So if not, after the life is finished, I will go ahead and just reinforce it with some foam adhesive and stuff like that. So now we're gonna go into embellishing. So let's set up the title because I know that the title is already ready to go. So title is gonna go most likely here. Because I know we're like almost finishing the hours. Hi, Glenda. Again, another lady that I love dearly. So I wanted to put you shine. So that's what I wanted. Something gold is gonna pick up the gold from the top and the word shine at the bottom. So I have this ready, but let's go into embellishing because I think that's the best part. So floral ephemera, we're gonna soften this up. Let's go at it. So we have blue, but it's gonna try to stay away from the blue. But I want something that's a little bit heavier. But I want something a little bit heavier, so a bigger embellishment, so it balances this side of the page. So it's all gonna be around balancing right now. Okay, so think of, as always said, think of a flow. So we're gonna go one here, and I might not glue it, like stick it right onto like, the layout because we're gonna try to tie it up with the, with the blue. Another one in between here. And it's not because I don't like the yellow, this is too big, something a little bit smaller. Okay. I can go here or I can go here, but I think I like it better here. Get the, probably stick it a little bit there. Doesn't bug me, but a little bit of the bread is covered. So you see how and then something's gonna be down here. So that creates my little wave of, my little flow of movement in my page. And like I said, if you guys have been to my life, then you guys know that I talk a lot about creating that movement on the pages. I like this purple here. I'm just trying to see how I put it so it doesn't, I like that. So, no, I don't like the fact that it's pointed. This is like the part where I take the longest because it's just my brain starts going into, okay, I like this better. Okay, how are we doing, guys? Okay. So again, we're gonna pump it up and we're gonna, add more to this. So I'm gonna go into the embellishments here. I have this little bit, I saw some yellow flowers here that I said, oh, this will be great. And then see, I'm gonna start pulling some stuff here. They have a little flower because some blue. Just we're gonna bulk up the flowers, and I'm not gonna overdo it because I want to make sure that the backing shows a little bit too. There we go, we got the one. And I might take that one out because I covered too much of the yellow, but I like these yellow flowers here. I thought it was just perfect to kind of stretch this, create that movement. So I'm gonna put it maybe here, maybe let's see if that blue, it's just, I think the blue is gonna get lost in the background, but let's just try it out. Actually kind of like that bad. And this yellow, I need to bring some of the yellow over here. So I'm gonna just put it this way. Okay, so you see how it's looking? When I glue some of this in the plate, so you guys, you guys can see what it looks like. I'll go after the life is finished and just reinforce everything. I don't want to keep it that long here. But this is a different height or different width, or I don't know, of foam adhesive, so it's gonna give you that extra height. Again, let's just add a little bit more here. I'm just keeping stuff so it's secure until later, and later I'll just go and, so there we go. So you see how everything is looking. How are we doing it? Yeah, you see, she's gonna announce the winner. So like I said, we're just going to run it longer than usual. Sorry, Heather. But I am going to show you what it's going to look like. Feeling out of, and the winner is Kari. Congratulations. So here's where my baking little thing is going to go right here. And I'm going to add a little sentiment. I'm going to move this a little bit higher just because I think it's that. There we go. So my baking is going to go here. And then we're going to bring a few more of these stickers here. Have a great day. I'm going to finish it in 2 seconds, Heather. So you just see what it looks like. And then when in doubt, eat the sweets. So I know that that is going to go right here. Or here. Oh, here. So it covers it up. Maybe right here. Okay, so slowly. And then my title is going to be down here. And it just needs something else up here. Let me see. Happy heart. Just because it has yellow here. So we're going to go right there. And then we're going to add my title so you guys see what we're going to flip. And then I'm going to flip the camera because I'll finish this outside of the camera, just adding some more stickers. There we go. Have a good weekend, Heather. There we go. So I'm just finding the last bit of the letters to finish this. Like I said, you will see when I post the finished layout in a little bit. I'm going to take the pictures right away. I'm going to secure everything and add a few more stickers, not that much. I don't want it to be, to overtake the page, but that's about it. So it's going to be a little bit higher. I'm going to put this aside. So what do we think? There we go. So you have a taste of what, the collection looks like. So I'm going to flip the camera to see you, and then we're going to finish this. So let me just, switch onto the screen so I can see you guys. And I think I have it here. You just go ahead and switch the camera. And there you go. Hi, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just secure everything in place. Add a few more stickers, everything has to do with baking. And I'll post it after so you guys can see what it looks like and you have a peek about the new collection too. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Heather, for being here. I know she had to run. As always, if you have any comments, don't hesitate to leave them. I will read them after. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget to check the collection when it comes out.